Hi everyone! I'm here today because I have a confession to make. I've been ignoring this growing issue for years since I was in middle school, and it's time I just came out with it. So here it is. I'm fat. I know, I'm shocked too. The fashion industry sets guidelines for body types, and it has determined that at a size 8, I am plus sized. The media upholds these standards when they publish exploitive photos of female celebrities without makeup or in bikinis when they look less than stellar, like maybe when they've had a baby, or, maybe they look like a normal person. But my critics, mostly guys who don't know me, have been telling me for a long time that I need to lose that weight. But I always liked how I looked, so I just ignored them. What do they know? I never knew how right they were. Like, all these skinny models and actresses have helped me to see how chubby and pasty my body actually is. So I've decided to lose about 20 pounds to get down to the suggested weight for my height. And remember, we're not talking about my overall body frame, so I might look like a skeleton, but at least I'll be my suggested weight, and that's the important thing. I'm so sorry to everyone that thought I was this confident skinny dancer type. Sorry, but I'm not sorry at all. I weigh 140 pounds on average. I work out at the gym. I work out at home. I live a fairly active lifestyle. I eat healthier than most people. I am of childbearing age, and my body is supposed to have thick thighs and big hips. I have zero interest in having solid abs. Even if I wasn't a belly dancer, I would not want to have Jessica Alba's midsection. However, just because I don't want to have a hard body doesn't mean I'm somehow lazy or don't care about my appearance or my health or my beauty. So I guess what I really need to be sorry for is just being a happy, confident woman. It may sound militantly feminist, I've never heard that before, but it's true. The impossible, often unhealthy ideas that we have about body image in this country may have started with men, but today, women and men enforce these ideals, and even men suffer from them. This is the concoction for our society with warped body images and billion-dollar diet and beauty industries. It's a male-centered culture that emphasizes aesthetic appearance and devalues women and men who fail to meet these standards. So, if you're a guy, and you're told you're too fat or you're too small or skinny, you've experienced this unhealthy obsession with the perfect body. Even if you like the way you look, you're ugly or too pale or fat or short or skinny for someone. If you're not a Hugh Jackman, Chris Hemsworth hybrid, you fail to fit the artificially laid out ideas of what the perfect male looks like. I have many guy friends who all have very different looks and bodies. Some are tall and lanky, some are shorter and huskier. They all look how they're meant to look. Some of them have even been on the receiving end of comments about their bodies. It was news to me that skinny men who weren't muscular weren't real men because muscle mass equals toughness and virility. I also didn't know that adult men who couldn't grow facial hair were somehow inadequate because apparently facial hair defines you as a male. And God forbid you are on the chubby side because, like women, your value is entirely based on the size of your waist. You boys need to ask yourselves if you truly want to change your appearance in this way, or if you're happy with how you look. If you want to change yourself to be more attractive to the people you want to date, maybe consider if you actually want to date someone who doesn't already appreciate you for you. If a girl or a guy you like thinks you're too fat and only pays attention to you once you've lost the weight, are you ever going to be good enough for that person? That person is shallow. Would you still want to look like Thor or attain some other look if tomorrow all fashion and celebrity magazines disappeared and there was suddenly no singular masculine idea of perfection? Think about it. Of course, when it comes to body image, women do bear the brunt of America's unhealthy obsessions. The beauty industry targets us every day, and we now believe that we need makeup to look awake, to look professional, to look older, younger, to cover up this scar, or to enhance our eye colors. The beauty industry cleverly makes us feel inadequate, or at least that we should want to enhance ourselves which makes us want to buy their products at the tune of $40 billion a year, which does not include other personal care products like soaps and lotions, just cosmetics. So, women surveyed say wearing makeup makes them feel more in control, they're more confident. The makeup improves their self-esteem and image. But would they feel they needed to wear it if we started teaching growing girls and young women they were fine and beautiful as they were? A woman should be able to feel confident and in charge without putting colored chemicals on her face. I say this because all too often a woman will apologize for not looking like she employs a professional makeup artist. Like this, sorry, I didn't do my hair, like I didn't really today, and I didn't have time to get ready, I'm not getting makeup, I look like a dumpster witch, I'm sorry. They won't step out into public until they look perfect. Ladies, stop apologizing for looking like a normal person, for looking like a human. Why do you care what you look like? You're just going to the bank. If women woke up tomorrow and we were happy with how we looked, the beauty industry would be relying on drag queens and stage and theater troupes and performers to survive. I mean, unless you want to wear purple lipstick, because purple lipstick is awesome and it's just fun. My point is, you don't need makeup to create or enhance your beauty. It's already there. But like, purple lipstick is fun. Makeup should just be fun. It should just, I mean, you're going out to a club, smear some of that red lipstick on and own it. It's just fun. As for our bodies, it's only ever been men that have openly commented on how I look personally. That's my individual experience. Which says a lot about the standards we have to achieve. A lot of these standards make me think that we're not trying to improve ourselves for ourselves, but we're trying to improve ourselves for the men. Okay, I was told by an older guy once that I needed to lose the extra weight. Now, I didn't know that I had extra weight, but hey, fun fact, I'm a belly dancer. This is kind of how I want to and should look to be a belly dancer. This made it extra confusing for me when later on I was told by someone I had just met that I was too skinny for him. Too skinny for him. Someone who didn't even know my name was already sizing me up and comparing me to my two friends beside me. You're too skinny for me. I like women with curves. You should gain some weight. And he looks at my friends and they're his goddesses because they're a little bit more plus sized and curvier than me. Okay. Now call me crazy, but I never just ask men how I look when it comes to my body or, how I look in my clothes. My opinion is the only one that really matters. So, why is it okay for people in public to discuss our bodies and our weight? And why are we called bitches or worse for calling them out on it? Culturally, my body is up for debate and it's open for conversation, like for discussion. I'm an accessory and there's this feminine ideal that I have to achieve. And obviously I'm failing at it. Some women even see other men this way. Let's just be honest. Women can and do base a man's worth on his looks. Right now, in our culture, beards and man buns are popular, and moderately muscular bodies with some belly pudge. I think it's called like dad body or something. So like the guy who used to be too burly and lumberjack looking is now the masculine ideal. Buns and facial hair and kind of muscular but a little pudge. That's in right now. 10 years ago, that guy was too big and too, lumberjack-ish. I don't know what other word to use. So, the perfect body is always changing, and the idea of the perfect body is total crap. If this guy over here thinks I'm too fat, and then this guy over here thinks I'm too skinny, which guy is right, and which guy do I enhance myself to please? Think about it, girls. All these people have expressed their opinions about your body without your consent. So who's right? Who's it going to be? Realistically, none of those people are right because no one is correct in thinking they can just tell you how you look without your invitation to do so. And if someone is going to compliment you, it's a nice thought. It really is. But catcalls are not compliments. And just because someone is trying to hook up with you doesn't mean it's for the right reasons. Okay? Women are heavily targeted for reasons extending beyond how we look. So our best bet and the real answer to my question is that the only person whose opinions and thoughts really matter about your weight or appearance is yours. Just you. If you feel that you have to enhance how you look or change your appearance or lose or gain weight, that you don't need to, or that you don't need to lose or gain weight so you look better at school or at work, if people are saying this to you or making you feel this way, what does that say about the people around you or even how you feel about yourself? If someone doesn't like how you look or how much you weigh, realize that you deserve so much more than to be seen as just a body and just walk away. You don't need that negativity. You'll be happier. Okay, however, as for the girls and women out there who are participating in the body shaming of other girls and women, and maybe guys too, you are successfully participating in maintaining the validity of unrealistic and unhealthy body and beauty standards for your fellow females. You're nurturing the idea that being fat is a crime and that it's gross and unnatural. You need to wake up and understand that someone else's weight or appearance has zero effect on your life. If you're teasing or bullying another girl, or in my case when I was a little kid, you're buddying up to an unsuspecting girl because you want to pretend to be her friend, but you just keep her around for fun. It's fun. She's like a toy. Understand that there is a big neon sign above your head that says insecure, low self-esteem. Okay? This goes for boys too. Another person's body and even how they want to live their life is none of your business, and taking advantage of someone who is struggling is the lowest thing you can do to a friend or a classmate. And while we're on the topic of fat shaming, try and understand that calling someone fat is not an insult. All it does is tell others where your mind is and where your ethics and ideals are, and they're focused right on someone's midsection instead of on their heart or their brain. Being fat doesn't mean unhealthy, and neither does being skinny. If you're naturally thin, you're probably familiar with people asking you if you have an eating disorder. It's not that hard to understand that humans come in a variety of shapes and sizes, and they're all normal. People will express their concerns for your health and your well-being. You need to eat, you have a sandwich, you're too skinny. I'm worried about your heart, you're getting really heavy. Okay, let's be clear that a lot of these people, unless you call them mom, dad, or doctor, or your friend, really aren't concerned at all. They're just sticking their nose in your business and being pretentious. For instance, Tess Munster. She's a very popular plus-size model, and she's hugely confident, she's tattooed, she's a professional woman, and she's a size 22. She's not in any way encouraging girls to gain weight. She's not promoting an unhealthy lifestyle. She just happens to be doing what she loves to do, and she's rocking it. She's happy with herself. If she thought she was too big, maybe she'd be losing the weight, okay? Which is why Tess really doesn't need anyone's help. She's doing just fine without the fat shaming and false compassion of strangers who are worried about her health. They're not worried about her health. They're politely putting her in her place where they think she belongs, and that is not in the fashion industry, girl, because she just happens to not fit their idea of beauty. Good for them. What Tess is doing is showing girls that they can and should be happy with themselves, that they should live for themselves and dress for themselves and just love who they are as people. My confidence in myself and the fact that I really love how I look, it bothers a lot of people, especially the guys, because it means I can't be manipulated or controlled, and as for the beauty industry, I can't be marketed to. I buy red lipstick and mascara because it's fun to dress up and go out, not because I think I look better with it on. Makeup is just fun for me, and I used to do theater, so I'm just ruined for life when it comes to makeup. I find it interesting that the culture that thinks I'm fat is the single most unhealthy country in the developed world. Think about what you ate for lunch today. What's your daily meal look like? The people who splurge at Sephora or like Nike or someplace at the mall where they sell expensive brand name stuff, they might be the same people that buy generic and conventional food because they don't want to spend a lot of money. Look, do you know where your personal care products come from? Maybe sometimes. Well, you know what brands you like, and you know what you like. But do you know where your beef or your cheese or your produce come from? Our makeup contains sometimes toxic chemicals. Our fad diets, like, I don't know, Atkins or whatever, sometimes they harm us. They're starving us and our wallets. Our sexy clothes that make our butts look awesome were made in a Bangladeshi sweatshop, and the cheap food we eat is laced with science experiments. We're being led to believe that what's outside of our bodies is more important than what we put inside of our bodies. okay? I'm not saying you can't enjoy a cookie, but your overall diet should be fresh and nourishing, and you shouldn't be spending more money on good food, or you should be spending more money on good food than clothes and cosmetics and, Nike sneakers. I developed a disease in high school that eventually made it difficult for me to eat solid foods. It has taken nearly 10 years for me to reset myself and get my disease under control. Now, if you look at the bigger picture, people are increasingly being diagnosed with chronic illnesses, and it's because we are being poisoned by our food. So meanwhile, as we consume a sickening amount of artificial products, we're fat shaming other people that may very well be healthier than we are. Fat doesn't mean unhealthy. Skinny doesn't mean healthy. My fat friends, they can run half marathons. I can't. My fat friends actually are healthier than I am. I am sick. Yes, obesity is a huge problem in this country, and it merely reflects our cultural diets. Obese people and skinny people largely eat the same foods. I know the naturally skinny girls in high school that told my friend she was too fat to belly dance. She ate french fries and brownies for lunch. I mean, you're gonna fat shame my friend and then put those chemicals in your body? Do you know the irony? Do you know what irony is? So all these body image arguments about too fat, too skinny, they're totally invalid. It's important to keep in mind that while it's okay to want to look good on the outside, this is entirely a person's own decision that should not depend on another person's opinion. A stranger or a classmate or coworker's thoughts, especially negative thoughts on your body, should hold no importance to you. As long as you love who you are and love how you look, you're going to invite positivity to you. Yes, you'll invite haters, but haters are just trolls, and we don't feed the trolls. Next time you go out shopping, and instead of buying an article of clothing or makeup or protein powder or whatever you think you need, try buying organic foods. Pay the farmer now so you don't have to pay the doctor later, or pay the makeup counter. See if nurturing your body and being aware of what you put inside it doesn't change your perspective a little bit, or even change how you look on the outside. Some foods are going to clear up your skin better than Clearasil. As for the body shamers and bullies, understand that strong men and women, they support each other. They don't tear each other down to make themselves look and feel better. If you have critics or people trying to silence you, it just means you're doing something right, and don't stop. Just remember that you're important. Take care of yourself first. Treat others fairly. Now, if y'all excuse me, I've been so good lately. I'm going to have a cookie. Oh, yeah, so good.